It's extremely hard to change. It was very difficult to get any visas. Foreigners fighting with locals, it is a serious issue. It's restrictions for foreigners, the specific reason you want to come to Vietnam. But we cannot expect the United States to be on this list. Unfortunately, immigration is within those 6 to 12 months at a time. So when can we expect this? Many of you ask this questions, but don't get too excited because nothing has been leaked yet. Be a role model. I will share my perspectives and views and some of the reasons why. So it is no secret that the Vietnam tourism numbers are bad. In fact, in 2023, Vietnam didn't even hit the 70% of pre-pandemic numbers. Vietnam is a tourism-based economy, so therefore the tourism will bring in a lot of revenues, and that has dropped dramatically. Also, with the regional competitors like Thailand that are doing what's called a visa race in order to attract international travelers. To put things into perspective, in just 2 months, Thailand achieved the same number of international travelers as compared to Vietnam in a whole year. That is huge. Thailand has doubled its visa stay for Western passport holders. Also, it has waived the visa requirements for Chinese and Indian nationals as well, boosting their economy. Other competitors like Malaysia have tripled their stay for Hong Kong passport holders up to 90 days. They've also did a 30-day waiver of visas for Indian and Chinese. These plans attracted over 29 million travelers last year, making it the #1 Southeast Asia destinations. Vietnam is doing nothing, or it would appear that Vietnam is doing nothing, but behind the scenes there are proposals for a retirement visa and also long-term visas as well. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the specific details of the retirement visa, other status updates, and other visa options as well. So will this visa option come immediately, or will Vietnam maintain its status quo? So that's what we're going to explore in this video, so let's get started. So hello, my name is Ken Duong, international and business immigration attorney with over 15 years of experience helping individuals invest, live, retire in Vietnam and many other countries around the world. And today we're going to talk about specifically the groups that want to retire in Vietnam. But before we get into the video today, as you know, our YouTube channel is growing, but not at a rate that we really want. We're over 40,000, but we should be at 50 or 60,000. So with that said, 70% of you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel. Therefore, we would really love for you to take only 2 seconds of your time, click on that subscribe button so you can get the best information, and you can tell YouTube that Duong Global is an interesting channel that you want to continue to follow. So thank you for subscribing, and we'll get back to the video. So from a broad perspective, the retirement visa is really a leisure intent type of visa. It is long-term and it's attracting an older population. So therefore, at the center of this immigration policy, which is extremely hard to change, is you, the foreign traveler to Vietnam. Here are some of the things that you can do to help these immigration policies. Number 1, you want to make sure that you don't overstay in Vietnam or live here, work here illegally. Make sure you have your right visas and your visa status. Number 2, culturally. Every person who travels to Vietnam is coming from a different culture. So therefore, having strong communication, openness to work with the Vietnamese, and understanding their cultural habits will really help you enjoy the tourism and possibly live here long term. Being able to adapt and live together in one country. That will really help the immigration policies. And if it's not a communication issue, there are more diplomatic ways to resolve conflicts. For example, when you see in Thailand foreigners fighting with locals at bars and clubs because they're drunk, that sends the wrong message to the immigration officers and the policy makers. So if you want Vietnam to be more open to foreigners and have more open immigration policies, then be a role model. So why does Vietnam not have a retirement visa? As an immigration attorney, I will share my perspectives and views and some of the reasons why Vietnam still doesn't have a retirement visa. First, Vietnam is based on a French-era bureaucratic system, and matters that are very sensitive are really kept to the status quo and not many changes are made. And unfortunately, immigration is within those policies. So remember, back in 1995, when Vietnam just opened up its doors to đời mới, it was very difficult to get any visas for tourism, except if you are a foreign expert or an English teacher working and adding to the economy in Vietnam. The second reason why Vietnam doesn't have a retirement visa is Vietnam is using a work-based approach, which means they want to attract people who are adding to the economy and working within the market and economic stimulation. In 1995, Vietnam's GDP was only 20 billion US dollars. In 2023, that number soared to 420 billion dollars. That's a 20-time fold in less than 30 years of economic growth and development for Vietnam. As such, Vietnam's immigration policies are focused on bringing in foreign experts and knowledge professionals to come and stimulate or invest into the economy, bringing knowledge sharing and also training the local workforce in Vietnam. As compared to Thailand, it's actually much easier to get work-related visas. It's a faster system and more efficient than in Thailand. Moreover, there are less restrictions for foreigners working in various jobs in Vietnam than there are in Thailand. In Thailand, there are many areas that are restricted for foreigners, from manual labor to more specialized work such as civil engineers, architectural work, unless they are specified or exempted in an international agreement. And also, foreigners cannot be tour guides in Thailand, which makes a lot of sense because you want to make sure the tour guide understands the cultural differences between foreigners and also show the best of Thailand. In contrast, in Vietnam, it's much less restricted for foreign nationals to work in various areas in Vietnam, especially since they want to attract specialized knowledge and also skill sets that Vietnam doesn't have, such as a video we talked about the Long Thanh International Airport, attracting specialized engineers to be able to work in those particular areas. Another reason why Vietnam does not have a retirement visa is because the healthcare system was not designed to receive a large influx of retirees. The healthcare system in Vietnam has improved dramatically for the public and the private hospitals. However, they are geared towards a younger population with various diseases that are not attributed to 55 plus individuals. In contrast, Thailand's medical system is amazing and it has a whole body of medical tourism where people all around the world come to Thailand for the medical services. In fact, the wealthy Vietnamese also go to Thailand for their medical services. But with that said, Vietnam's system is slowly improving and it will be able to attract more retirees and older or senior population to be getting the right treatment at the right time with an affordable and efficient rate. If you want an in-depth, detailed information regarding the healthcare system in Vietnam to make sure that it's tailored towards you and your age group, then click on the right-hand corner to watch that video for that detailed analysis of Vietnam's healthcare system. However, there are very good chances that the immigration policies will change for the better. In fact, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh has instructed the various immigration agencies to explore waiving visa periods from 6 to 12 months at a time for affluent countries. Many of these visa waivers were attributed to European countries and other affluent areas, but we cannot expect the United States to be on this list. In addition to these visa waivers, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh also instructed the agencies to look at longer-term visas lasting from 12 to 36 months for multiple entry. Normally, these visas were not targeted just for Europeans or Northeast Asians, but now they're targeting towards North Americans, Indians, and other Middle Eastern countries. So you know when the Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh talks about it, it is a serious issue and changes will be made. But before we go into the details of the retirement visa, let's explore some of the current alternatives right now for longer-term stays in Vietnam. As always, we can't get our hopes too high or hold our breath because Vietnam immigration policies take a long time to implement. However, we'll still continue to stay positive and give positive vibes that the law will change for the better. But in the meantime, we want to let you know some of the current options for longer visa stays in Vietnam. As always, you can do the investor visa under the DT program. You can have a shorter period with less investments or longer period with more investments. The starting point that we always tell clients is about 50,000 US dollars. You can invest into a business in Vietnam and get a 1-year multiple entry stay in Vietnam. And as long as you continue the business, then you will continue to have that visa. Other options are you can buy a franchise or do a joint venture and invest with others, or you can leave it to the management professionals sign an agreement with them and become an absentee owner of a valid and profitable franchise in Vietnam, such as various convenience stores, coffee shop, restaurants, and other F&B businesses. An additional benefit of the investment visa is that you can have your spouse and your children under 18 years old who are not married to join you in Vietnam as well. This is a unified family visa. Your family can live, work, and explore life in Vietnam. If you're unsure about investing into Vietnam, we highly recommend you book a 1-hour consultation with one of our experts. In this consultation, we'll have a tailored, specialized program based on your budgetary constraints, ultimate goals, and the specific reason you want to come to Vietnam. We will ensure that each plan is unique and each program is tailored to your specific needs and goals. So what are the requirements of a retirement visa? There are 2 main requirements, but don't get too excited because nothing has been leaked yet. This is information we gathered from pre-pandemic discussions about these different visa retirements, and there are 2 main requirements. Number 1, that you are 55 years of age or older, and number 2, that you can prove a minimum income of $1,000. However, if Vietnam is looking to attract richer or more affluent retirees, then most likely the number is going to come out to about $4,000. If you want a detailed analysis of the retirement visa and some of the information we have, click on your right-hand corner to watch that video. So when can we expect this visa to be implemented? So normally it would take about 6 months from when the directive is issued and then presented to the National Assembly. So that would put us in at earliest in October, which actually coincides with the time that most seniors will come and travel to Vietnam. However, as it's a new visa and new immigration policy, we're looking probably at 2025 at best for this new retirement visa to take effect. So what are your thoughts on this video? Because I know many of you asked us questions about retiring in Vietnam, and hopefully this will give you hope that there will be a visa pretty soon. So thank you very much for watching this video, and as always, make sure that you like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel and all our TikTok, Instagram, and other social media, and click on the bell for notifications. And of course, we love your comments, so comment below if you're planning to retire, if you're already retired, or you have questions about retirement in Vietnam and you want to book a consultation with us. So with that said, my name is Ken Duong on behalf of Duong Global. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.